All right, just injury. So Frank won't practice today. This is his normal day off. I know we had him on the injury report with the hand, but that's not why he's out today. But Bradley with the shoulder, he won't participate, and then BP's still in the concussion protocol, won't practice. Limited will be Josh Andrews, Blake Cashman, Crowder, Sam Ficken, Jordan Jenkins, and Alex Lewis. So those guys will be limited in practice. So we'll get those guys out there, kind of see where we're at.
What's the approach, Adam, with Jamison? Like how much will you have him try today?
Yeah, I mean we're just gonna basically just starting individual and kind of see how it goes and just build up from there. When I talked to him on Tuesday, it sounded like he felt like he was in a good place. We'll just see kind of how it goes.
Adam, after watching the film, what did you think of Denzel, his performance, and what is it that you'd like to see him work on? Because he had a pretty heavy workload.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like a guy playing in his first NFL game with only practicing 6 NFL practices. There's times where he did some really good things, and you get really excited, and then there's other times where it's like you can tell they changed something up, mid route where he's got to make a little adjustment, and it can slow him down a little bit of where you can see he's thinking, wait, what am I supposed to do? So I mean, it's experience reps. We gotta try to just speed everything up for him as fast as possible. I think yesterday he's doing a good job of just trying to take everything in as fast as possible and keep moving in the right direction. I mean, the thing I'll say about it is he is a quick study, and the more he does it, the better he's getting at things. Like yesterday, he made some adjustments where we saw like steps from the first week that he was out there. So it's heading in the right direction. We just got to keep getting him out there.
I think when you mentioned kind of the limited amount of practice reps he had, I mean, you'd expect a guy to go out there and kind of be sinking a little bit more than swimming. But yeah, I mean, he went 4 for 62 in the first half. So was that something you guys are legitimately excited about?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought he had a good catch on the crossing route. I mean, you can see his length, his body size, basically him being able to shield off Tre'Davious on that one. And then I thought the third and long was really good when he caught it, about how he accelerated, tried to go get the first down. I mean, gave us a chance to convert on 4th and 1. He put us in position. I mean, because a lot of times you're in that position in the red zone, you're thinking, hey, we're kicking a field goal, and that's what it is. And he gave us a shot to go for it on 4th and 1. I just think we got to keep building on, that first game. And I thought there was some good stuff he did in the run game too. I mean, he was throwing his body in there. He was trying, he came down on some defensive ends. One time it was successful, one time not so much. So, he's willing to do anything. I mean, the guy, you can tell he loves playing football. He likes being out there, especially on game day.
Hey, Adam, what has the vibe been at practice this week? I mean, everybody wants to say it's just another game, but you are playing the defending Super Bowl champions, pretty dominant team. Is there any element to, I mean, does it add to this game a little bit for you guys? Just kind of let it fly and have a chance to knock these guys off?
It's hard for me to say that there's a different atmosphere. I think guys are really wired in on what do we have to do to improve as a team. Like, I like the energy level that we had at practice yesterday. I thought some of the competition stuff we did was really good. Guys are competing, trying to find ways to get better. I think they're not, oblivious to who we're playing. Like, they know who we're playing. I think guys are just focused on, all right, what do I have to do? How do I do my job? How do I make sure I'm doing the right thing for the guy next to me? Let's prepare this week and make sure that we're on it, because we know what kind of game we have to play. We have to play a very good complementary football game.
Just as a follow, I mean, not to say that guys are intentionally not being quote unquote on it so far for the first 7 games, but because when you're playing a team like this and it can get embarrassing quick if you're not on it, does that maybe add to a little bit of an attention to detail level for guys?
I mean, it would be yes if I thought that they weren't doing that to begin with. That's not. I don't see that as that. That hasn't been the issue. I just think it's when we get in these games, we're making the wrong mistake at the wrong time, and avalanches on us, and last game, it didn't really happen till the end. We were right there, and then we had opportunity on that last drive. We have a couple penalties, that and a sack. That's what loses you the game.
Adam, if Ashton Davis has to be a full-time player this week, how ready is he for that role? And what are some of the specific challenges of, putting a young player out there against an offense that good?
I definitely think he's ready. I mean, he's one of those guys. He's was all over it early in training camp as far as assignment wise. We felt good about that. Seems to be one of those guys that the ball finds him for some reason, whatever it is. You have a tip ball in practice. He seems to be on the receiving end of it a lot of the times, or he gets his hands on the ball quite a bit, which as, the safety position, when you got a guy like that, you want to see how that goes in a game, because some of these guys are magnets for the ball. I mean, I can't explain it. It just happens that way. As far as him being a young player going against this offense, it is what it is. I mean, it's all about game experience. It's about going against guys like this, going against teams like this. You find out where you measure up.
Have you sensed any extra pep in Joe Douglas's step? Because, you guys are going to have Becton and Mims starting. P. Ryan's playing a big game. Davis is starting, and Jabari might be out there too. Basically, almost the entire rookie class.
I don't know if I've seen an extra pep in his step. I know he's excited to see these guys play. That was we've been waiting kind of. I think we were 1 week where it was like P. Ryan might have been the only guy that was available, and that's frustrating because we really like this draft class, and we feel like these guys can help us a lot. And, for the, us to have injuries or, whatever it's been, at the beginning of the year, to get all these guys out there, that's a step in the right direction.
Adam, losing can take a toll on a team. What about the professionalism, the attitude, the morale of your guys right now and through this stretch?
I think they've done a good job. They really have. When we go out, Mondays throughout the NFL, like when you're the half of the teams that lose, Mondays are miserable. It's tough. You got to go in, you got to watch the film, you got to correct, you got to stay focused. You're working. These guys have to work out and run and do all the things necessary, recovery, training room, all those type of things. And, they get that Tuesday off. When they come back Wednesday, like I've been very impressed with how these guys reload, lock back in, focus on the next opponent. That to me, that's how you get things moving in the right direction. If you don't do that, it just becomes worse. And I felt like I saw guys do that last year. I didn't see any guys waver. They just stayed focused, kept doing their job, kept trying to get better. And I see this group trying to do the same thing. They're trying to find that, what are those 2 or 3 things we need to do to turn those games around to where we end up on top.
Adam, what do you attribute that to? Because it could easily go the other way. What do you, think that has made this group last year, this year, like you said, be able to kind of stay together despite the losing?
I think we have some good character guys in this locker room for sure, and it's important because this league sways so fast from one week to the next. 1 week you win. Things are great. Nobody tells you did anything wrong. And then the next week you lose and the sky's falling. And, for our young players, how our veterans act at this, where we're at right now is very important because this is their first exposure. A lot of these guys won in college. There's a lot of guys that might have lost 4 or 5 games their whole career in college. And now all of a sudden you're going, this NFL thing is not as easy as I thought. So how our veterans act, how they prepare, how they do every little detail, the things they say in the locker room is important because our rookies and second-year players they're gonna remember that 3-4 years down the line. So when you go through adversity, you lean back on, hey, this is how so-and-so used to handle it. That's the right way to do it.
We'll take a couple more for Coach.
Adam, the workload with the running backs, is that kind of more what you envision it being going forward? And how did you think P. Ryan handled that amount of snaps on Sunday?
Yeah, I thought he did a good job. We had some chances for explosive plays, and he had a couple of things where we got to get cleaned up, but it's good to see him get out there and be able to get the ball in his hands and be involved. Attempted to be involved in the passing game. We didn't get it to him as much as we wanted to, but I was surprised how few reps Frank actually had, it felt like it was more than what he had in the game. But I was great with that. I'd love to get Ty involved as well. Just both those guys are, the speed's real. You feel it. We saw it in the Miami game with Ty. So, and seeing P. Ryan being able to get a couple of those explosive plays this last game was, it's exciting to see what that group can do.
Adam, how much of a problem can Chris Jones be in the middle of that defense?
Yeah, it's one of those tough ones of how do you stop this guy? I mean, he's been phenomenal, really since he's gotten in the league. Just big, fast. His instincts are unbelievable. He just seems to know the right time to do all his moves. It's a short yardage situation. It's just he can tell, hey, this guy's going to try to come off the ball and smoke me. I'm just going to step aside. He can fall on his face, and I want to go make the tackle for -1. I mean, it really is impressive watching him play. And then when him and Frank Clark they're on the same side and they start working together, then that's a whole different animal right there in itself, because those two guys they're impressive when you watch them, especially when they're working together.